Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're jumping into something really cool happening in the English county of Devon. It's this new blueprint for nature that's, well, it's pretty much set to challenge everything we think we know about the environment, about what looks tidy, and even how we build our future. So, when you think of Devon, what comes to mind? Probably those rolling green hills, right? Looks like a postcard. But there's something else going on, something you can't see. Have you ever noticed, say after a long summer drive, that there are way fewer bugs on your windscreen than there used to be? Or that you're hearing fewer songbirds in the garden? The thing is, while our landscapes look green, they've gotten weirdly silent. So many of Devon's natural habitats are broken up and they're in decline. The big question is, what are we going to do about it?
Well, the answer might just be this thing called the Local Nature Recovery Strategy, or LNRS for short. And look, this isn't just another boring report that's going to sit on a shelf. This is a high-level, legally required plan designed to speed up the process of, as they put it, putting things right. The goal? To bring the sound of life back to Devon. And it's built on some ideas that are honestly pretty radical.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about this silent landscape. We need to dig into the problem this whole strategy is trying to solve, this quiet decline that's happening right under our noses.
And that brings us to the first huge shift in thinking. And believe me, this one is a game changer. The strategy is asking us to stop looking at nature as just pretty scenery and start seeing it as something we literally need to survive.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. You know, the old way was to see nature as a luxury, right? Just beautiful scenery that we should protect, when we get around to it. The new way completely flips that. It reframes nature as a necessity, as critical infrastructure that we have to invest in if we want to survive. And this isn't just playing with words. Changing the language like this is absolutely key to getting real policy support and, you guessed it, funding.
So what does that actually mean, nature as infrastructure? Well, it means that healthy, functioning ecosystems are out there working for us. They're giving us clean water, healthy soil for our food, and even reducing the risk of flooding. All of a sudden, an animal like a beaver isn't just some quirky creature. It's a key node in our water management system, filtering water and stopping floods before they even start.
And Professor Natalie Seddon just nails it with this quote. She says that restoring nature isn't just a nice to have, it actually reduces risk, it saves lives, and it strengthens the economy. It becomes about public safety, about our financial stability. Pretty powerful stuff.
All right, let's get into the second big idea. And I gotta say, this one might be a little harder for some of us to get on board with. It means we have to make a major cultural shift, moving away from our obsession with everything being super neat and learning to find the beauty in the mess.
I mean, think about it. We've all been taught that straight lines, manicured lawns, that's a sign of control, of care. But from an ecological standpoint, they're often completely sterile. So the LNRS is asking us to embrace what it calls a chaotic tangle. Things like uncut road verges and unruly hedgerows. And why? Simple. Because that mess is a sign of life. That's where the bees and butterflies thrive and where wildlife can actually find a home.
Okay, but how do you convince your neighbors that your wild garden isn't just you being lazy? The strategy has this absolutely brilliant pro tip. All you have to do is mow a neat little border or a path right through the longer grass. That simple visual cue tells everyone that the mess is intentional. It's a managed habitat, not just a forgotten patch of land. It's like a fantastic little trick of ecological psychology.
So the third key shift connects two things that we don't normally put together: new buildings and helping nature. It actually lays out how new construction projects are now legally required to help heal the landscape. How cool is that?
The engine behind this is a new policy called Biodiversity Net Gain, or BNG, and since 2024, it's not optional, it's the law. Now, any developer has to prove that their project will leave nature in a measurably better state than it was before they broke ground.
But how do they know where to put their money to make the biggest difference? Well, that's exactly where the LNRS comes in. It basically acts as a strategic map for the entire county. It points out these high-opportunity areas, making sure that the money from, say, a new housing project in one town gets channeled to the exact spot where it can do the most good, connecting habitats and building a real, county-wide network for nature.
Now, I know this all sounds very big and high level, but the final piece of this puzzle brings it right down to your local community, maybe even your own backyard. It's all about connecting this huge strategy to the unique nature that's right on your doorstep.
Because when we talk about nature recovery here, we're talking hyper-local. I mean, Devon is home to species that you literally cannot find anywhere else on Earth. like and you're going to love this name, the horrid ground weaver spider. This tiny thing is only found in a few parks in the city of Plymouth. So protecting it means we have to focus on these very specific, very local patches of land.
And to make all of this super personal and accessible, the LNRS actually comes with an interactive online map. You can use its Near Me tool to see if you live in one of these special species zones. You can find those opportunity areas nearby, and you can see exactly how your little neighborhood patch fits into the bigger picture. It's so clever, it turns what could be a dry policy document into a genuine tool for community action.
So, when you put it all together, you've got seeing nature as infrastructure, learning to love the mess, and using development to map out recovery. The LNRS becomes way more than just a strategy. It really is a new blueprint for how we can coexist, a plan for how our wildlife can thrive right alongside our towns and cities.
And that really leaves us with one final and I think pretty powerful question. After all this, the next time you see a messy hedgerow or an uncut patch of grass, what are you going to see? Will you see neglect? Or will you see the beautiful, chaotic sign of a landscape that is finally, thankfully, coming back to life?